episode 60. And action. Hello, everyone. How's it going, YouTube? DMTombstone Belts back here again with another live stream of DMTombstone Live, the 60th episode of DMTombstone Live. Shocking, 60 already. Wow. And I hope you're all doing okay. Guys, as you guys know, when I do DMTombstone Live, I always say whatever happens, happens here because it's unsanctioned, uncensored. Well, let's try to make it as family friendly as possible. Yeah, just now watching WrestleMania 23, probably one of the greatest WrestleManias in my time because, after all, this was the WrestleMania that happened in Detroit. Are we expecting to see it happen again, maybe for 43? I mean, they do a 20-year run every time, like they had WrestleMania 3, WrestleMania 23. Now, I think Detroit's ready for another WrestleMania at WrestleMania 43. But only time will tell. But yeah, I'm watching the main event now with John Cena and Shawn Michaels of WrestleMania 23, and I go right to 24 after that. But anyway, when I do this, I don't know. Anyway, keep you guys updated with what's going on. Well, obviously, we're now 24 hours away before we get to doing WrestleMania Saturday. But it also has NXT Standard delivered, so it's going to be a wild weekend. But yeah. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen tonight on SmackDown. Literally the final SmackDown before WrestleMania. So anything that can happen happens. Obviously, with maybe Jacob Fatu and LA Knight, facing off each other before they go for the big match for the U.S. title. And of course, there's what will happen with Randy Orton if he's going to be having a match at WrestleMania. A lot of people say he may face Nick Aldis in a match, but who knows? But I say it's going to be a like one type of. It's going to be one. It's going to be on SmackDown. Don't know what may happen, but we do know as well with Cody Rhodes. One final thing probably to say before you face John Cena at night 2 of WrestleMania. Yeah. So anyway, and as well, guys, like I said, occasionally, this time I don't have to be going on and off again for you guys. I'm just gonna maybe go for about 30 minutes or so because I'm gonna be a little bit busy around this time because I know I got a few places to go today, and so I thought I'd do this now before I had no time to do it. And like I said, guys, it's gonna be near the end. Yankees suck. Said hi. Hi. Well, by Yankees you mean like the New York Yankees or something like that? Well, yeah, not much of the baseball. Man. Full Box 200 said hi. Hi, Full Box 200. Thank you all for joining part of my live stream. And thank you for liking this as well. If you're new to my channel, if you want to know more about me, what is that? The Floppa. Hi, Floppa. Just to let you guys know, if you're new to my channel, if you like to see what I do, check out my channel. Check out my previous videos, mostly related to these right behind me, the wrestling belts and all that. Yes. Jordan Ramsey. Hey, Jordan Ramsey. How are you? And I hope you enjoyed that belt. The belts I sent you, obviously the Intercontinental and the WWE Spinner belt I sent you. Yeah, guys, Jordan Ramsey was the winner of the 400 and 600 subscriber belt giveaway. And I'm 13 away from reaching 700. And when I get to 700, I'm obviously want to do another belt giveaway. But as well, with the belt giveaway, there's another thing coming up by the end of WrestleMania Sunday. Like I said, it's the Road to WrestleMania Choose a Belt contest where you guys enter in for your chance to see a belt I choose to be made by yours truly, made into a real belt, or at least a homemade belt. And so far, there's 2 belts that have been chosen for the votes. One running in second place is the Ruthless Aggression SmackDown tag. I hope you get there soon. Thank you, Floppa. And of course, number 1, the DMT belt. And like I said, the one with the most votes by the end of WrestleMania Night 2 is going to be the winner. But as well, like I said, I'm like 13 away from 700, and it's all because of people like you. Make sure you're subscribing to my channel. If you like my content, if you like what you see, you like what I do, make sure you subscribe to it because every subscriber has an opportunity to get something back when I reach a goal. That's it. When I reach the 700, I want to have you guys for a chance to win something special from me. And mostly, as like Jordan Ramsey is, he enjoys it. He has won two of them. It's a homemade belt that I would give away for free to the fans of my channel. And the only way you're going to do it is if you're a subscriber. If you're a subscriber to my channel, you're guaranteed a chance for it. So far, out of the 6 times I've done it, we have 5 winners. Most recent one being Jordan Ramsey. He won twice. The one before him at 500 was Brother Kane. Check out his channel. He does YouTube videos as well. He has reviewed a belt I made for him. Cameron McCullough was the first one. He was the first 100. He was the 100th subscriber. Then there was my buddy Frank. Frank as well won it. Then there were some other people. I think there was another guy who won the Smoking Skull. I forgot his name, but yeah, he too is a subscriber. Then when you got like over almost 700 subscribers, it's hard to keep track of names of who wins in that. But you're pretty sure you know who will win. Just check out my videos. There, I have 420 some videos, and each one, and the ones that have those subscriber belt giveaway winners, obviously their names will be picked out of them. And Jordan Ramsey being the first one to win it twice. Like I said, you're a subscriber. I don't limit how many times you can win or that. Just make sure you enter in for your opportunity to win. As well, you can check out my previous live streams as well, where I chatted a couple times with 3 other people. Jonathan Michael, he's not a YouTuber, but he does do collections of wrestling belts as well. We chatted a little bit. And of course, my buddy Dex, we've seen a couple times here on the live streams. And of course, my good buddy Stephen Hammer, who has his own YouTube channel, just like Dex. Dex does live streams, but he's mostly involved in music. Stephen Hammer does YouTube videos, mostly reviewing belts as well. Mostly your WWE replicas or bootlegs from great belt makers. And speaking of which, if you guys are a fan of wrestling belts and like to have wrestling belts of your own, but you can't, but many times if you can't get a belt that looks like as good as the ones on TV or the replicas, because with the WWE replicas, many times they may have a belt that's not in their shop. Supposedly like that WCW tag, that light heavyweight, the block logo European belt. WWE shop don't have that. But I know some people that may actually make one for you for a decent price. For a couple of $100, from at least $200 to $300, get a quality belt made. I know you can get a WCW World Heavyweight Championship on shop, but the leather's kind of trash, and you gotta spend more money to get that thing re-leathered. But why not have one on good quality leather, and of course, best quality plate making by far. And I'm talking about my boy Hassan Belts. Dang, you got a lot of them. Also, have a good day, sir. Thank you, Flappa. Well, yeah, I do have a lot of belts, as you guys know. My count up there is up to 42, I think. Yeah, I'm up to 42. Let me make sure. Yeah, 42 belts. My count is up to 42, and of course, within a few days' time, by next week, there is a chance to get to 43. Hint, hint. But obviously, I'll be having an order sent out by one of Muhammad Ali belts, and I'll be getting in and be having a review of it, and maybe comparing it to a couple other belts I have. You know, I don't want to do spoilers or give it away, but yeah, I am possibly getting another order in through the mail, and hopefully something like that's gonna be soon, and then I can review it for you guys. Yeah, but I do like to say, you want a great quality belt and for a decent price for a couple $100 and not be going for like what's the ones like Classic Shields. If you go like this, why drop 1,500 belts? I mean $1,500 on a belt that is definitely like the ones you see on TV when you can get just about as great quality for cheaper when you go to Hassan's belts. So again, shout out to him. I got 4 from him already. As long as you give him the description of the belt, pictures of the belt, and you can tell him how you want it and all that, and he'll keep up with you guys and he'll update you. And as well, if you can't pay him right away in full, he also does payment arrangements, does pay agreements. So again, Hassan Belts, Hassan Belts. You can find him up on Facebook. So anyway, yeah. I may try to do this for about half hour or so, unless I get Dex on here or something like that. But many times they're always busy. I know I want to try to see if I can get Stephen Hammer on here just before WrestleMania. Like chat up with him for a little bit before, because I know he doesn't like for me, nobody likes to be bothered while watching WrestleMania, especially for him. He's like me, a big, huge fan of wrestling. After all, we did chat it on that one time. Check it out. I don't know what number it was. I think it was like 40 or 30, one of those numbers. But we've been chatting up for almost 2 hours straight on a live stream about wrestling and that. And of course, if you guys hear it in the background, like I said, I'm watching WrestleMania 23 right now. I've been trying to binge watch up all the WrestleManias. The thing, literally try to watch them all before 41 comes out. It'd be kind of tough. I mean, they literally go all nighter. It'd be literally got like what's it now, 17 other WrestleManias to watch. It'd be kind of hard to try to catch up on that. Oh, just gonna check something real quick. Hold on, folks. I'm gonna be right back. All right, guys, back. Here, sorry, I had a little message I had to do with, but well, anyone joining the live stream, thank you for being a part of it, making sure you liked it, and if you're subscribed already, hope. Or if you haven't subscribed, please do. After all, I want to try to get to my goal of 700. I'm 13 away. I was 12, but I think I lost one for some reason. Some people like to subscribe, don't, and then just unsubscribe. I don't know why you subscribe to my channel if you didn't even know what my channel was about. Like that. Yeah, it's an awfully warm day today too, about around 60 to 70 degrees outside. Yeah, I'm surprised, and yet here I am wearing black like an idiot. Yeah, and I thought it's funny because I normally would have thought about trying to watch all the WrestleManias before WrestleMania 41, and obviously try to watch 17 WrestleManias nonstop until 41 comes out would be almost impossible. At least try to hope I can get to 30 before, before Saturday WrestleMania. Chris, Ben, my physical address is one. The dogs are in the closed pool area. Okay. Chris. Wow. It's one thing to troll, but for something that happened nearly almost 20 years ago, well, now like 18 years ago, I think it's around time to be talking about that, man. I mean, I know you ain't the real Chris because he's been, him, his wife, and his son have been dead since 2007. I'm a dog person. How wins on WrestleMania, Cody Rhodes or John Cena? I'm alive. Wow. Well, I'm thinking they're not going to have John Cena win his 17th championship on that day. Chances are they're going to have him down the line. But okay, if you are alive, how's your son David? Bro, how about don't drink so much? Don't drink. I'm not drinking alcohol. Look at that. I'd say for you, Chris, maybe it was best bet not to take that many headbutts in the ring and get that CTE or do any steroids. Slurring your words. I'm not drunk, guys, just really tired. That's what you got me there. Yeah, I did. How's your son David? The only son you didn't take out. As far as I know, I haven't heard much from him since Dark Side of the Ring when he talked about the incident. Wait, what am I doing? I feel like I'm talking to like somebody here who thinks he's uh, literally Chris. He literally thinks he's Chris or claims he is Chris. And he says he's from Georgia, from that house, which I don't think is even there anymore. But it's one thing to joke. I mean, it's one thing to try to say you are that person, but then to be joking around and literally copying the texts that he gave to Chavo Guerrero on the day that incident happened. That's totally uncool, man. Damien Costello. Who should people not like more, Kristen, one, or Roman Reigns? Well, as one Paul Heyman says, Chris, as a wrestler, as an entertainer, by far the best, the greatest of all time. But as a person, and yeah, I don't, as he says, he didn't care about CT or anything like that. As far as I know, that guy is a prick for what he did. Because he did say 3 people died in that house that night, and only one of them had a choice. The other 2 didn't. Nancy Benoit and Daniel Benoit did not have a choice that night. And I do agree with that. It was up to Chris that made that choice for them. And as a man, there's a reason why nobody's allowed to mention his name in WWE, and no one's even allowed to even mention his last name. Hence why his son David has been blackballed from wrestling ever since. You mean you may have seen him once on AEW Wrestling with Chris Jericho and them, but then again, they don't mention his last name. He talks about trying to join wrestling, but they can't take the name Benoit because everyone will remember about his dad and his family that his dad took away from them. back in 2007. That he had to grow up knowing that his dad was a killer, and then took his own life after killing his mother, well, stepmother, and his brother. So, Chris, just know what happened with that day in 2007. There's nothing to be joked around about. If it's CTE, steroid rage, or whatever that led to the incident that happened that day, for anyone to joke about that is not cool. Because, like I said, 3 people died that day, and 2 of them didn't have a choice in that, say. 1 did. And that's fucked up. It's like me talking about, you know, like talking to the man who hijacked the planes and Yankees suck. Hi again, Yankees suck. It's like me going talking about the guy who hijacked the airplanes on September 11th and crashed them into the towers or the Pentagon. Yeah, you don't joke around about stuff like that, especially to tragedies. Even though I'm talking about a tragedy that's probably 100 times worse than what happened with that in Georgia. 1 second, folks. So like I was saying, it's not cool to joke about tragedies, especially for one like that. There's a reason why they're never going to have him in a Hall of Fame, or let alone anyone to talk about him at all. In fact, the surprise that the Peacocks still have matches with him in there because, after all, you can't erase him from those matches, but they want to erase his history. He might have won the world championship at WrestleMania 20, but that's the only thing they'll know him for, and to defend the United States title at 22 and then 23. But after that, nothing. They don't want to mention him. So again, like I say, you want to joke, you want to say as a joke about trying to be funny or think it's the remnants of an incident that happened almost 20 years ago to the day when 3 people had tragically lost their lives. Well, 2 of them have. It was by the hands of someone that they loved and knew as a member of their family before he took his own life out. Yeah, not cool. Not cool at all. Well, hold on, guys. I got something. I gotta do something real quick. Pause this. Yeah. Look, guys, we're gonna go for a little walk. Yeah, I'm gonna. First time we're gonna do something like this. Be right back. Be right back. Oh, give me a second. guys. We're gonna go for a little walk, and maybe I'll try to end the stream before. And all right, I'll be back in a bit. Hope you guys can see me well. The sun in the background will be blinding, but yeah. Going for a little walk somewhere. Got a couple to do. Gonna get stuff done in the day. And probably at the end of this live stream, I still gotta do more stuff. But like I said, tomorrow, my apologies, but like I know tomorrow I'm gonna try to